At this point, chapter 12 of John, verse 9, when all the people heard of Jesus' arrival, John chapter 12, verse 9, they flocked to see him and also to see Lazarus, the man Jesus had raised from the dead. Then the leading priests decided to kill Lazarus too, for it was because of him that many of the people had deserted them, the leaders, and believed in Jesus. Does anyone else see the ridiculousness of this verse? Okay, guys, let's kill the dude who's been dead. Like, aren't you afraid he's just going to come back? Like, we will swallow when they don't fall down? Like, really? And you're going to try to kill the guy who raised the guy from the dead? Because if this goes wrong, you're really screwed. Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, logic, I'm saying, when you're in rebellion against God, there's a certain point where logic flies out the window. You will do and say stuff that anyone else is going to look at you and go, really? Really, that's what you think? So then, verse 12, the next day, the news that Jesus was on the way to Jerusalem swept through the city. A large crowd of Passover visitors took palm branches and went down the road to meet him. Now combine this with what we read in Matthew, and you see this tidal wave of humanity that are passionate about this guy who has the ability to say stuff and it happens. And his mobs come out of Jerusalem looking for Jesus. He's that way. We're going to go meet him. You got to understand Passover, man. Passover was the height, the focal point of the religious calendar. It was the celebration that they had left Egypt. It was the celebration of the coming Messiah. They would sing and shout hymns back and forth to each other as they traveled from all over the country back to Jerusalem. It was the high point of nationalistic fervor. It was absolutely wonderful chaos. And suddenly, these crowds that are coming out of Jerusalem, that are already there, they're coming out. They're meeting crowds of pilgrims that are on their way in. And in the middle of this is this guy on a donkey. By the way, that he said, go, steal the donkey and bring it to me. And he's riding on the donkey, which to you and me is not symbolic a whole lot or mean a whole lot, but Zechariah 9:9 says, rejoice, O people of Zion. Shout in triumph, O people of Jerusalem. Look, your king is coming to you. He's righteous and victorious, yet he's humble, riding on a donkey's colt. He's riding on an untrained, unbroken